afternoon, everyone. This afternoon, we are going to shed some light on economic ideology or philosophy presented by Dr. Rob Urie. Title of today is Zen Economy. Zen means the best of all. Dr. Rob Urie has actually given the narrative how to have the best, the Zen economy in the world. He has actually given so many arguments about that, so many ideas and so many philosophies, so many principles, but since we have only 10 to 12 minutes, we cannot possibly cover every single thing. So I have actually chosen 4 the most appealing, the best, and the most attracting points in Zen Economics. Though those things are not new, most of my students are well familiar about all those things that we are going to talk about. They know almost every single thing about all the aspects of economics. So whenever we talk about any kind of economic subject given by Mr. X or Y or Z, they know. Because economy is not something that is going to change with time, with every week, with every fortnight, every month, every year. No. Economic principles are drawn by, we can say, all the way you go to the father of economy, Adam Smith, and then you go to Ricardo, and then you go to Keynes, and then now contemporary Paul Krugman and Amartya Sen and C.K. Prahlad. They cannot tell anything different. What Adam Smith discussed about, say, for example, banking or HR, contemporary economists is also going to talk about the same thing. With few additional point he will add in there. He is going to infuse. Some ideas will be infused, some theories will be infused, but nevertheless, fundamental remains the same. Bank was the same bank during the time of King Philip's time, when King Philip was the one who started the banking system. He told his subjects, his people, you can bank on me, means you can depend upon me. And that word, you can bank upon me, the bank word is still used, given to us by King Philip. King Philip needed lots of money, so he went to his people and said that you can bank your money on me. You can deposit your money in my exchequer, in my treasury, and I'm going to give you little interest, and your money will be saved from looters, from the thugs, from the corrupt people, from the thieves. They are not going to steal your money. People trusted it, and people started depositing the money with King Philip's, and that was a bank, and it's still the same bank. Point number 1 is emphasis on G and H and not GDP or GNP. Zen economy does not actually emphasize on gross national product or gross national anything. Product, gross national advancement, gross national anything but gross national G and H, gross national happiness. The word is coming from the Buddhist economy, but gross national happiness connotes that the real economy is not GDP, gross domestic product, or GNP, gross national product. Having lots of money, like India has about $700 billion in India exchequer, but most of the Indian people don't have ample amount of amenities of life. Beggars, panhandlers, homeless, people living in the ghettos, slums, semi-job, very poor people, abject poverty. We have all kinds of problems in India because we really don't actually see beyond the horizon. That is why we don't know. I'm happy. I have money, I'm happy. I have a home, I'm happy. I don't care my right next neighbor or the left next neighbor, or my front next neighbor, or the back next neighbor, how they live, what they have. I don't care. So I'll never be concerned about them, or I'll never have be any kind of unhappy feeling about them. I am always feeling better because money is rolling in my business. I'm getting richer and richer day by day. I'm getting bigger and bigger house, bigger and bigger cars, bigger and bigger bread. I'm happy. But no, everybody in India is not happy. I can tell you 75% economists are not going to agree with me, nor politicians are going to agree with me. 75% of the Indian people don't have GNH. They're not happy about their lives. So, Zen economy emphasizes on gross national happiness, not gross domestic product or gross national product. Number two is fundamentals of economics must be sculpted and not done. Economic fundamentals should be so strong, like American economy, like European economy, Canadian economy, that no matter what kind of COVID and how long the COVID stays, nation is not going to be broke. Nation is not going to file for Chapter 11. Nation is not going to become absolutely broke. But nation would have ample amount of resources, ample amount of monetary resources, ample amount of saving, ample amount of forex. So these kind of nations which are skilled can actually take care of the need of their people. But India and many Asian, African, Latin American nations are the third nation. They cannot actually do the same thing as the first world nations can do. Number three, standard of living at the apogee and the cost of living at the perigee. Zen economy emphasizes and stresses especially and very clearly, categorically, unequivocally on the standard of living must be high. Every Indian must have home, every Indian must have 3 square meals, every Indian must have some saving, every Indian must be able, capable, viable for education, healthcare, quality life. I'm talking about quality life. Every single thing is included in quality life. You have little understanding about the economy, you will understand what is the quality of life. Then you don't have to worry about it. You live, like a king. So, that kind of standard of living must be at the apogee. Look, our per capita income is less than 3,000 US dollars. Americans have 65,000, Europeans have 45,000, Japan has 45,000, Chinese have 25,000, we have less than 3,000. That is not Zen economy. That is highest cost of living, lowest standard of living. Meaning, we actually live between the hard place and rock. We are languished. We are actually suffered by lower standard of living and higher cost of living. These two elements, these two factors are actually languishing us. We are in other nations, European nations and American nations, rich nations like even China and Japan. They have standard of living high, cost of living low. You don't languish. No factory is going to crush you. No factory is going to grind you. No factory is going to make your life painstaking. You relax because your standard of living is high, cost of living is very low. So you are happy. Over here in India it's the other way around. Standard of living is low and the cost of living is high. These both factors are crushing us. Bread and butter, clothes, shelter, healthcare and education pervasive. In Zen economy, bread and butter must be plentiful, clothes plentiful, shelter plentiful, healthcare plentiful, and education plentiful. Every single thing must be pervasive. Every single thing must have TTQM, total quality management. total quality bread and butter, total quality clothes, total quality shelter, total quality healthcare, and total quality education. Then you can define that nation that it has Zen Economics. Given this concept by Urie. Thank you very much for listening. That's all the time we have. Thank you very much. See you again next time. Until then, God bless everyone on this planet. Amen.